We all love a good scary movie. The mask, the kills, and seeing the killer stalk a quiet suburban town. It's practically a ritual at this point. But somewhere along the way, horror stopped just scaring us and started teaching us. Kill counts, final girl rules, who dies first and who makes it to the sequel. Hollywood didn't just create monsters, it created a whole generation of movies around them and rules for surviving them. And the more comfortable we got with that, the less horror felt like a warning and the more it started feeling like a game with a rulebook. So the question isn't just, are these movies scary? It's whether decades of turning violence into franchise and fandoms have actually numbed us to it. Or worse, giving someone somewhere a script to follow. And does horror just reflect our fears, or does it eventually start shaping them? And look, this ain't a new conversation. People have been blaming entertainment for violence since before horror movies were even a suspect. In the 50s, it was comic books. Congress had hearings where grown men in suits debated whether Batman was corrupting children. In the 80s and 90s, it was rock music. Ozzy, Judas Priest, kept getting dragged to court over lyrics. And then it was Marilyn Manson, blamed for Columbine before investigators even finished the report. Then, video games took the crown. Every mass shooting, somebody pulls up Grand Theft Auto and was like, yeah, this is the answer to the problem. Now, horror movies are sitting in the same hot seat, different scapegoat, but the same issues. So now the real question becomes, is horror actually different this time? Or is this just the next mascot for the same argument that has been said for the last 70 years? Because the pattern becomes identical where something new and edgy shows up and society gets scared of it before it even tries to understand it. And it's easier to blame the art than sit with the way messier reason for why someone would kill someone else. Scream follows Sidney Prescott, a high schooler in the small town of Woodsboro, still reeling from her mother's murder the year before. A murder that got pinned on a man named Cotton Weary, who Miss Prescott was having an affair with at the time. A year later, a mass killer calling himself Ghostface started targeting Sydney and her friends, calling them first and quizzing them on horror movie trivia before coming after them. Sydney, along with Deputy Dewey Riley and TV reporter Gil Weathers, tried to uncover their identity. And the twist that makes this movie a classic is that Ghostface isn't just one person. It's Sydney's boyfriend Billy Loomis working with his best friend Stu Macker, and their motive isn't just random. Billy blames Sydney's mother for his parents' divorce.
Your slut mother was fucking my father. And she's the reason my mom moved out and abandoned me.
And the two of them are both obsessed enough with horror movies to treat the killing like they're following a script.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Horror can influence someone's behavior. That part is not really debatable. Kids reenact movies, and horror isn't excluded from this. So yes, exposure to violent content can shape what feels normal or edgy to someone, especially young minds still figuring out where the lines are. That part is real. But shaping creativity and imagination is not the same thing as manufacturing a killer. A 90-minute movie doesn't just break someone and make them kill. It might hand them imagery, a costume idea, a line of dialogue, but the decision to hurt someone, that requires a whole foundation that was already cracked way before any movie got involved. Horror can be the language someone uses to express something broken, but it's very rarely the reason the break happens in the first place. This is where Scream gives us something to work with, because it hands us two killers with two completely different origins, which makes the question, is a serial killer born or made, genuinely interesting instead of theoretical? Because Billy and Stu's motivations for killing are a little convoluted. They're a mishmash of ideas and inspiration, with the two being inspired by their love of horror movies, partially inspired by Billy's mother leaving and Billy being a self-proclaimed psychopath. Billy Loomis' motive isn't just motivated by his love for horror movies. There are multiple other factors buried underneath it. A major factor is his mother leaving, and deciding Sidney's mother, and by extension, Sidney, owes him something for that. That's not a horror movie giving him an idea. That's abandonment and blame fused into hate, and horror just became the trigger, not the source. But if you take that away, every horror movie Billy's ever seen, you probably still get a damaged person just without a costume. But Stu Macher, on the other hand, is a way more unsettling case. Honestly, because he doesn't really have Billy's excuse. Stu's motivation is close to nothing. Whether it's boredom, peer pressure, or want to be a part of something, it seems like he thinks this whole thing is fun up to the point that it isn't. Stu is shown constantly asserting his masculinity and sexual conquests to earn approval from other men, particularly Billy. And this need for validation curl into contempt for the women around him. Notably, half of Billy and Stu's killing connect directly to the women Stu have sexually been involved with or partners of, suggesting his violence specifically punishes women he desired or who rejected him. There is also a pattern of Stu resenting women, whether he had them or not, and mocking Sydney's mother's looks.
Drive her misery, because let's face it, Sydney, your mother was no Sharon Stone.
Then telling Sydney he always had a thing for her, positioning his hatred as unconditional. His final words being a dying bitter bitch aimed at Sydney is presented as the clearest distillation of that underlying belief system. Billy and Stu are what we call today modern-day superfans. They know horror movies inside and out, and they use that knowledge to structure their attack and not just commit murders, and tries to rewrite the rules of how a slasher is supposed to play out. They also lean on classic horror movie trivia, the same stuff Randy spends the whole movie explaining, like how leaving the room alone or drinking gets a character killed, and they use it to mock their friends and toy with their victims before they ever strike. Then there's the climax in Act 3, where Stu straight up says that they get to carry on and plan the sequel.
Yes, we're gonna carry on and plan the sequel, because let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
Like, they're literally talking about their own murders, like they're developing a franchise, and the murders were just a product of their artistry. So, does horror movie make killers? Probably not. Not in its own anyway. What it does do though is hand certain people who already are capable of violence a reason to carry it out, and Billy and Stu are proof of that. Both of them needed an outside push long before Ghostface ever came into the picture. But that doesn't mean horror role in this is just opposite, because the use of horror movies has always been an indicator as to what is going on in society. Scream gives a meta commentary on how the different avenues of entertainment can influence young teen boys into committing violent acts. And look, movies probably aren't the sole cause of real world violence, but extensive research shows that they are definitely a contributing factor. Watch enough of anything and it starts feeling normal, and it could increase the likelihood of imitating violent acts. However, environmental factors matter more. What's going on at home, in someone's head before they ever press play? Or maybe that's the real answer that Scream has been sitting on this whole time. The monster was never the movies. It was just the people.
I lied! I do have a boyfriend, and he'll be here any second, so your ass better be good.
Sure.
I swear. He's big and he plays football, and he'll kick the shit out of you!
I'll send you a copy. Bam! Bitch went down.
So sick. Your entire havoc-inducing, thieving, whoring generation disgusts me.
The cops let him go, smart guy.
Because obviously they don't watch enough movies. This is standard horror movie stuff. Prom Night Revisited, man.
Yeah? Why would he want to kill his own girlfriend?
There's always some stupid bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend. That's the beauty of it all. Simplicity.
And what movie is this from? I spit on your garage. Lose the outfit. If Sydney sees it, she'll flip. Oh, you want to play psycho killer? Can I be the helpless victim? Okay, let's see. No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
Hello?
Oh, Stu. What's your motive? Billy's got one. The police are on their way. What are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
I'm gonna rip you up, you bitch! Just like your fucking mother!
You gotta find me first, you pansy-ass mama's boy!
Fuck!
Fucking hit me with the phone, dick!
Fucker, where are you? Ah! Ah, you fuck!
Did you really call the police?
You bet your sorry ass I did.
My mom and dad are gonna be so mad.
Ah!
Bye.